We are going to talk about some AI stuff that is going to be relevant to your business, and especially for you founders and solopreneurs wearing all the hats. None of us has enough time in the day to get done what we want to get done, but AI can really help you accomplish that. And so that's what we're going to talk about. So, Dottie, let's just kick things off a little bit. Um, AI is a buzzword these days. We hear it everywhere, and people talk about it like it can do everything for you, which is exactly true. But so from your perspective, though, why should solopreneurs and small business owners pay attention to AI?
For one, it's not going away. Definitely. AI is a very disruptive technology. If you remember back in March of 2020,
I do.
what happened? The world shut down and we all had to figure out how to run our businesses using the technologies that were available at the time. I'm here to tell you AI is more disruptive than what COVID had on our businesses. And if we're not paying attention, I've heard this said, I can't remember the first person I heard it said from, is one of the fears is that AI will replace jobs.
Mm,
I don't think that's true. I think what's true is if you don't learn AI, your job will be replaced by someone who did.
100% agree with you
Yeah.
on it. 100%. The We all remember how the pandemic changed business for us. And it didn't change it and then we went back to quote normal. It created that new normal, which is totally disruptive and a stretch for some of us to try to adapt to is really a challenge. I'm go a step further even in why we really need to pay attention as well, but it's for the long term because the changes that AI is bringing over, the next 5, 10, 20 years really are going to be the same type of impact that the Industrial Revolution had on the world. Imagine pre-steamboat. Nobody could ship anything reliably anywhere. You couldn't get across from one, you couldn't cross the big pond safely. Right? Now we
Come
fly
on,
there.
Laura, they had the Pony Express, didn't
I know. And so, yeah, it is forever changing how we live and do business and will communicate. And so get on board, folks. There's no reason not to do for sure. When it comes to AI, Dottie, what are some of the, I don't know, use cases or ways for small business owned entrepreneurs to use these tools?
So for me, Laura, it may be very different than other people, but I'm looking at efficiencies. So we all know that as a solopreneur, we wear all the hats. We
Mhm.
might have a VA that does a certain few things for us, but it's mostly us.
Yeah.
And the only way to increase our income is to either work more hours,
Mm.
cut our expenses. That's both work. But you know what? Neither of those work for my lifestyle. Oh,
Agreed.
so I have always been about efficiencies.
Mhm.
My whole solopreneur career, if you want to call it that, is how can I do something faster, better, quicker so that
Mhm.
I can free up more time to do the other things that I want to do in my life. And
Absolutely.
so I've been doing that with AI, and I'm telling you, it's amazing what you can get done in the same amount of time that you might have done 2 or 3 hours for something that's now 15 minutes.
I
So,
can give you a perfect example of that. So, just for everybody that is here listening to this is probably on LinkedIn, maybe Facebook, but either way, on LinkedIn, we're always about creating content and you
yes.
want to be consistent and you want to get it out there and you want it to be quality, right? We don't want to just put junk up. So, what AI can do for you, whether you're using something like ChatGPT, and we both recommend the paid version, folks. The
Oh, totally.
free version is not even worth. It's not
It's
enough.
what we're paying for.
Not that's for sure. It wouldn't it definitely is not. No, but as far as the paid version, and you can create content so much quicker. That's that's better. And I want to stress what it does. It actually forces you to be more creative.
It does.
It's not going to be creative for you per se, right? You have to figure out what what you want it to look like, how do you want it to sound, and then use ChatGPT or another copywriting AI program to help you shape it, and then you reshape it. Would you agree with that? That it's just,
Yes, I never use it out of the box.
oh
So
no,
it's a great jumping off point. I can create blog posts for customers in topics that I'm not 100% familiar with. It's not what I do as a business. And I can send that to the owner and say, make this yours. And it's so much easier for them to edit an existing article than it is to just stare at a blank piece of paper and go, I don't know what to say.
that is a really interesting way to use it. I absolutely love that. And a lot of businesses are using it for client fulfillment purposes. I had a client who was working on her about section and sent me a draft, and it wasn't really what I was hoping for. It was a draft, so we knew. So I immediately went to where ChatGPT and I said, here's how I want to change this. Let's focus here and focus there. And I got a really good response from that I then took and shaped it into human speak and not AI speak, and then sent it to her, and she was extremely happy with it. Of course, I believe in transparency, so people know that I use AI absolutely on everything, whether I'm working with you on something or doing something myself. It's going to be better for everybody to do that.
So that brings me, Laura, to asking you. I know that you and I are both experimenting with all the cool tools out there, and probably very different ones from each other.
Yeah.
What are some practical uses or practical tools that people can implement in their business now?
Yeah. Oh, that's a great question. And there are so many that it's easy to get shiny object syndrome and want to sign up for every tool that comes
Totally.
across your radar. In fact, I did that kind of over the holidays. I was like, oh, get it. Now I've had to go back in and I figured out what I like and canceled everything else, right? I'll tell you though, there are some really good copywriting tools out there. And one that I really like is called, I'm going to tell you in just one second, but what it's going to do is they're like GPT. So actually, even before I give you that tool, I want to tell you what I mean when I say GPTs, because these are specialized chat pages that can give you much more specific guidance. So, for example, the one I was going to tell you about is Claude,
Yes.
Claude, Claude. And it is all the algorithm that it uses is all about better writing. I found the content I get when I use Claude really is far superior to what I can get on ChatGPT, even with a great prompt on GPT. So that is one thing to know.
The
Another
other thing
thing,
about Claude for our
Mhm.
audience is that it is focused on long form.
Yes,
So you can put, if you have it, a PDF of an entire book into Claude and have it summarize it for you.
and I've done that. Yeah.
Yeah, and you can't do that in ChatGPT. It'll hit its limit and then you're done.
And imagine this with that, let's carry that a little bit further. So you put your entire long book or whatever in there, you ask it to summarize it. Guess what you've got now? You have a summary where each bullet point could be a post.
Yeah, you've got Cliff Notes.
Yeah.
If people remember what those are.
Right? I'm sure that, yeah. Cliff Notes were great. I tell you what else I love. Jasper is another pretty good copywriting tool, but it works a little bit differently than Claude. And what I would just recommend is it go look at them, watch their demos, see what makes sense to you. With Jasper, it actually is interactive while you're online. So let's say I'm working on creating content and I'm in my Google Docs and I type in a sentence. I can, if I'm not really happy with it, right then and there, I click a button by the end of my sentence and I can ask Jasper to expand on it, shorten it, improve it, all kinds of things, just right there while I'm creating.
So it's a
So
browser extension as well?
it is. It is.
Okay.
Yeah.
I haven't tried Jasper.
Oh, it's pretty good. And like it's just a different format because it's while you're working, whereas Claude is more like research for what you're gonna do and getting longer stuff in. Another tool, guys, that I cannot say enough about is called Tugan. Tugan. It will generate everything from a LinkedIn post to YouTube scripts, and it will do it from AI. You could just put some keywords in, and it will generate actual. Let's see if I can pull up and just show you. Okay. Oh my goodness, guys. So check this out. Keywords for LinkedIn posts, or let's do attention spans and skimming. We'll take a look at it. That's what I put in, and it should take us over there to it. Okay. Here's what happens. You put in your keywords or describe your topic, and I put in 7 design elements to enhance skimmability. And then these are posts that it has come up with. Can you see all these titles?
I can. They're so small I can't read them.
Oh, understanding attention spans, how to keep the skim readers engaged, 10 quick tips for creating skimmable blog posts, 7 design elements to enhance scannability. The
So are these just titles or are they the whole post?
So they're just titles, but then when you select them, you see this over here on the right where it
Uh-huh.
says content generated. So this is the whole post.
Okay.
Yeah, and they're really good. They are really good. You can't, of course, you would, again, you don't take it out of the box and use it, right? You clean it up, make it yours. But I am loving what this is able to do. Very
I've not
quickly.
tried that one. I have it on my list now.